Hello, my friends. I'm Tamara Zoner, and today we're going to talk about tapping, or EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. EFT is one of my favorite tools because it combines body, mind, and emotion. And typically, most of us have been raised to repress our emotions. I say something like this: if you ignore it, you store it, and if you feel it, you heal it. Well, most of us are really good at ignoring what we feel because we've been doing it for so darn long, and that's what we were taught to do. When we're little kids, what do people tell us? They tell us to be quiet, behave, don't cry, be a big boy, be a big girl. And even as we grow up, even now, as adults, people will say, you'll be fine, it's okay, don't cry. And it's not just because they're uncomfortable with your emotions, they're uncomfortable with their own. They're uncomfortable with emotion. And Emotional Freedom Technique is going to help you access stored, stuck emotion. And this is why I love it so much. Plus, this is not some fancy, affirmative, affirmation, glossy, ignore what's real and just try to feel good, positive, toxic positivity. No, with EFT, you get to be real. This is why I love it so much, because I'll call it, this is a truth-telling tool. You get to tell the whole dirty truth, okay? Whole uncomfortable truth, all of it. There's no holding back in this. And couple of caveats, okay? Number one, I am not a certified EFT practitioner. However, I have been practicing this and teaching it, practicing for 10 years, teaching it for about 6. And just to be forthright and honest with you. Second of all, EFT can bring up, it's meant to bring up a lot of emotion, and therefore, if you have any kind of significant trauma that you have not yet dealt with, please don't start here. Please take your big T traumas to a psychologist, psychotherapist, doctor of psychology, not a YouTube video. I want you to be safe for yourself. This is part of the journey, showing up for yourself with love and compassion and knowing when you need more support. So all sorts of little T traumas are perfectly fine with tapping, but anything that you have not dealt with, do not start now, okay? Be safe, be compassionate to yourself, be loving to yourself, be kind to yourself. If you're not sure, then reach out. Please email me or ask a question in the comments. My email is tamara@alifeyoulovenow.com. So if you're not sure if it's something you should be tapping on, ask first, okay? I'm here for you. Note that if we have a lot of stored, stuck junk in there, that when we start tapping, it may get even bigger. The discomfort may get even bigger before it gets smaller. And that's okay. That is normal. So what we do before we start is we rate our discomfort on whatever issue we're dealing with. And you can literally tap on anything. You can tap on feeling silly tapping. You can tap on being unsure about certain decisions or actions you're taking. You can tap on headaches. You can tap on physical pain. You can tap on stress, any number of different kinds of stress. And what tapping has shown is that it reduces the cortisol levels in your blood, and that's that stress hormone. But again, no tool is one size fits all. It might not work for you, or you just might not like it. But come in with an open mind, a beginner's mind, a learner's mind, and try it on and see how it fits for you. If we start tapping and you find that you hate it and you don't want to do this anymore, that probably means you should keep going. Big resistance means we're getting somewhere, we're excavating, and when it gets really uncomfortable, we want to stop. That's where I would say, keep going, my friend, and trust the process. We cannot heal and grow if we're not willing to look at the dirty bits, right? We're uncovering layers and layers of dirt and dust and programming and being spoken to in horrible ways or just crappy ways. Maybe you're dealing with a parent who wasn't loving and supportive, and that's what you want to tap on. Maybe you're dealing with trouble with finances, and that's what you're tapping on. I started 10 years ago, so I was tapping on a lot of those things. You know, I had a mom who, when I was younger, was not mentally healthy, and then I married someone with significant issues who just has zero self-awareness and was very emotionally damaging. And I also had a terrible relationship with money. And so I tapped on all of those things. I had very low self-esteem, and I tapped on that. And so because that is probably the issue that I see the most with clients, friends, visitors to my meetup, we're going to start with some self-esteem talk today. And we're going to keep it light and easy. It's not light and easy, but it's okay. You're safe to deal with uncomfortable emotions. It's okay. So I'm going to teach as we tap, and here's how it works. I say at least 3 rounds. The first round is what I call our truth-telling round. And so we're going to take, self-esteem is going to be our issue today. We're going to take that and tell the whole dirty truth. Round 2 will be the transition tapping round, where we express how tired we are, maybe, or uncomfortable, or how we're sick of feeling this way, or thinking this way, or behaving this way. And then round 3 is the I'm open to change round. We start with a setup statement. So let's have our setup statement be, even though I don't really like myself, I choose to accept myself and how I feel right now. This may change. It'll vary because I won't remember every single word that I just said. But I wanted to stop before we actually start and say that in traditional EFT, the setup statement is supposed to be, even though, insert issue, I deeply love and accept myself. Because I believe that EFT is most powerful when we are telling our whole truth, I don't want you to lie to yourself at all. So if you say out loud, and you can try it with me now, I deeply love and accept myself, but you don't believe that, and you don't feel that, and you feel some discord in your body, then please alter that statement. And so I offer these options. Even though I don't really like myself, I choose to love and accept myself right now. Or I choose to accept how I feel about me right now. Or I want to love and accept myself. So whatever variation feels true for you, that's what you say. So feel free as you repeat after me to tweak your language to be your own truth. As you know, I've only ever lived life through my own lens, and so utilize your own inner power and the words that feel true to you as we tap. Okay, so let's begin. We start with the setup statement, which is what I just introduced, and we start tapping on our karate chop point, so the side of your hand. Tapping can be done with 1 or 2 or 3 fingers, and we tap about the same pressure as you would just drum your fingers on a table, okay? We tap on the side of the hand, the karate chop point. And typically on any given point, you'll tap maybe 7 or 8 times. I mean, you really cannot do tapping wrong, so don't get caught up in the details. You're fine. You're doing it right. So tap with me now. Even though I don't really like myself, I choose to accept myself and how I feel right now. And we do this 3 times, the setup. Even though I don't really like me, I choose to love myself and accept how I feel about me. Even though I don't really like who I am, I want to. I really, really want to. Okay, so there are some variations for you. And now we move on to the tapping points. And we're basically following, this is like acupuncture at your fingertips. You don't need somebody with pins and needles. You've got access to this anytime. That's another reason I love tapping so much. So we're gonna start on the eyebrow point. So this is right here where sort of your nose bone and your eyebrow meet. And so if you're wearing glasses, you might want to take them off, or you can kind of tap around. I wear contacts, and usually when I have my glasses on, I will take them off because it's just more comfortable. So 1 or 2 fingers, tapping on the eyebrow point, telling the truth about how you feel about yourself. I don't really like myself. The next point is the side of the eye, just under the eyebrow, but on the bony part. I really don't like how I show up in the world. Under the eye, kind of right where the dark circles tend to outline, on the bone again, 1 or 2 fingers. I don't like myself at all. See, we're just telling the truth. We're not sugarcoating it. We are not sugarcoating. We are telling the truth. Then the next point is under the nose. It's kind of weird to tap on the next 2 points while you're talking, but it is more powerful to say out loud what you're feeling when you're tapping. You don't have to, but it is more powerful, I promise you. I really don't like myself. Under the chin, so, or not under the chin, under the mouth, but on the chin, right? Like for me, I have a fold, right? Everybody's chin is a little bit different, but you tap right there. I'm really kind of a loser. Or insert whatever adjective you typically use to describe yourself. I'm a total jerk. I treat myself like a jerk. Any of those things. Next point is the collarbone, and you tap right under. So this time you're not on the bone. This time you're just under. I have a prominent clavicle, and so you can see it's like right here in this fleshy part, tapping and saying, God, I really don't like myself. I don't even have any integrity. I'm just a piece of trash. I hope you don't feel that way, but so many of us do. Next tapping point is the weird one. It's under the armpits on the side of your body, right where the woman's bra strap is, and for men, where your pecs are. So you can tap like this, feel like a little bit like a monkey. You can tap like this, or you can feel even more like a monkey and tap with just one hand. You can use one hand, it doesn't matter. Same with the collarbone, you can also just tap with one hand, but I like to use 2 if I have them both available. And so again, I don't even take care of myself because I'm not even worth it. Then the final point is the top of the head, and you just kind of tap in a circle on the top of your head. I'm just a big piece of crap. And then you take a deep breath. Notice how you feel. The emotions that you're feeling, you may have had a lot of emotions come up, especially if this feels really true for you. So it might feel a lot bigger than before. One thing that you can do before you actually begin the rounds is, as you say that setup statement, rate that emotion or that sensation. So if you're not dealing with an emotional issue, if you're like dealing with a headache or a knee pain or a foot pain or a stomach ache, then you can rate the sensation 0 to 10, 0 being it's not even there, 10 being the worst it's ever been, and write it down because you might forget it. And that way, after your first round of tapping, you can say, oh, is it higher or lower? Again, it might go way up on the first round, but the goal is to have it come down at least a few points as you go through the 3 rounds of tapping. 3 to 10 to 20. Okay. So we've done that pretty harsh truth telling, right? But most of us are speaking to ourselves pretty harshly. So this is where that inner critic gets to say all the crap that it says all the time anyway. Now you're just bringing it out into the surface and really looking at it, because we can't clean what we don't see, okay? If that's really big and you have a lot more to say, go ahead and do 2 to 3 of those truth-telling rounds. Just remember, eyebrow point, side of the eye, under the nose, chin, clavicle, under the arms, armpits, top of the head is where you take a big, deep breath. So if you have more to say, pause the video, do a couple more rounds, or rewind the video and repeat that round if you're not comfortable coming up with your own verbiage yet. That's okay, it takes a lot of time. Second round is where we transition. So this might sound something like this. Please tap along with me on the eyebrow point. God, I'm really sick of feeling so awful about myself. Side of the eye, I'm really tired of talking to myself like I'm just some jerk. Under the eye, it's exhausting hating myself this much. Under the nose, I'm tired of hating myself. Chin, I'm so tired of feeling this way. Collarbone, it's really, really exhausting hating myself so much that I hold back from life. Under the armpits, I'm tired of feeling like I'm not enough. You might want to keep going on that one a couple rounds. Core, negative belief, I am not enough. I swear to God, every client I've ever worked with has this core belief. It's not true. You are enough. But we're not ready to go straight there. So, top of the head, I'm tired of feeling this way. Big breath. Maybe notice what's shifted, what's come up. Sometimes other stuff will come up and we may need a round or two to talk that through and tap that through. Maybe it's, why did my mom always talk to me like I was such an idiot? Why did my dad tell me I was a no-good loser? Why did every teacher say I was going to be a failure? Why did my big brother beat me up? Why didn't anybody love me? I just want to be loved. I just want to feel like I deserve love. Top of the head. I want to be loved. Okay? Big breath. Maybe rate that emotion or sensation again. And now, once you've spent as much time as you need tapping on whatever's coming up for you, then the final round is what I call I forget what I called it earlier, but this like open to change round. So it might sound and look something like this, tapping on the eyebrow point. I am ready to do some deep digging. Side of the eye. I'm ready to dig up these roots of shame and self-hatred. Under the eye. I want to feel good about myself. Under the nose, I want to look in the mirror and see someone I love and respect. Chin, I want to like myself. Collarbone, I want to love myself. I want to feel deserving and worthy of my own love and love of others. Top of the head, I want to feel like I'm enough. Big breath, feel how you feel. Notice sensation, notice what else has come up for you. Maybe you keep tapping. Maybe that's enough for right now, and that's okay. But try this on. Maybe for a few minutes every day. Maybe this is the 5 minutes that you spend on you each day for the next 5 or 10 days. With any of the tools that I introduce to you or that you learn about, we have to practice them when we don't need them so that they're accessible for us when we do. When our brains get into a stress response and our amygdala goes, wah, and we want to fight, flight, or freeze, we don't have access to our tools unless we've practiced them a lot and they are ingrained, like we've built the neural pathway toward tapping and it's just there for us. We know right away, I'm going into stress response, I'm going to start tapping right now. Skip over the setup if you have to. Start tapping. Or if you're in a meeting or driving and you're feeling stress rise up, go ahead and just tap where it's convenient. I used to tap all the time on my collarbone driving to pick up my kids from school. Way back when I was still married and was still a yeller and knew that this was like the thing that activated me was the chaos of the kids right after school. And so I would tap on the way there and I would say, even though I'm getting all stressed out right now, I want to be calm for my kids and myself. Okay? Remember, you can tap on literally anything. Remember, if you have trauma that you have not yet dealt with in a professional mental health setting, don't start with me. If it feels weird or you don't like it, pay attention to whether you're simply resisting actually feeling for once, or if you don't really have a charge around it and you just don't like this tool. But I would still say give it a week of practice before you make that decision, because I have had many clients be like, no, tapping's not for me, and then a few months later they're telling me how much of an impact tapping has made in their lives. Okay, so try it on. Above all, be so kind to yourself. If you've been somebody who stores a lot of emotion, you may have a lot of emotion come up. You may also, as you begin tapping, notice that life gets messier before it gets cleaner. But again, it's right back to that closet analogy. We start cleaning out the closet, the room gets messy before it gets cleaner, because we have to be able to see what it is we want to throw away, donate, or keep. So be kind and compassionate with yourself in this process, and remember that you are not alone. You have support. You can reach out. And for whatever issue you're having, or whatever stress you're dealing with, or whatever emotion is coming up, or whatever you want help with, maybe you just want to tap for relaxation. Maybe you're pretty good and chill, but you'd like to be even more chill. Well, I'm about to go to sleep and I really want to sleep fast. I want to sleep so deep tonight. I want to feel more rested than I've ever felt in my life when I wake up. Tap on anything. Tap before a conversation. Tap when you notice you're tense or stressed. But be kind and compassionate with yourself. And also, there are tapping videos. So if the wording feels uncomfortable to you and you don't quite know what to say, here's what I say. Number one, tap on that, not knowing what to say. If you like to journal, you can journal first and then tap as you read aloud that journal entry. You can also just YouTube search tapping for insert thing, and you'll get so many hits. There are so many tapping people on YouTube. You can also ask me to create a video for you, and I just might. Teachers that I love are from the Tapping Solution. I really appreciate the Tapping Solution as a resource. And they have so many tapping scripts available for free. There's also tapping apps. Another teacher I really like is Brad Yates. And I like Brad Yates because he's kind of funny and a little goofy, and I'm a nerd and therefore love kind of nerdy, goofy people. So yeah, really, just practice, try it on, give it a chance, tell me what you think. Please, please, please. You know how much I love and appreciate your comments. Let me know how this process is for you, what you think, and feel free to go about researching other tapping teachers. I do it my way. I've done this for 10 years and I have come to like a certain way of tapping. I really like the truth telling. And so, you know, find your right fit. Find your right fit. And if you do want deeper support, more support, know that you can reach out to me. I am a damn good coach, and at our core, we all struggle with self-esteem and self-love and self-compassion and that voice in our heads. And so if that's your biggest issue, I can definitely help with that. And I also know so many other resources, so I can help point you in the right direction if you need help finding something on the map, okay? If you liked this video, please like this video and maybe share it with someone else. And comment and let me know what you thought. Let me know if this helped you. I just appreciate you so much for taking time for you, because you're worth it. You deserve it. You deserve love, your own and others. I'm Tamara Zoner. I am so grateful for your time, and I will see you again very soon.